What up, y'all? It is time to talk through some meta decks for this week. Was doing really well, and as you can see, we're going to jump right on into grass. So what's really cool about this deck is that not only is it a tournament winner this past week as well, with a high number of entries into the tournament, it is really taking advantage of the fact that the villain is out there. That's right, you are putting on your one leaf cape on your Celebi and really trying to treat it as the superhero of the meta, because we are riddled. We are overwhelmed with the amount of Hydreigons running around, right? Like this mon is everywhere, and so someone said, why not play grass? Mega Absol is weak to it, Hydreigon is weak to it, so now you're dealing 90 damage. Each hit here is dealing 50, like you have your additional damage there, so 50 turns into 70, 100 turns into 120, and 120 knocks out Hydreigon immediately with just 2 coins. So this deck being like going 12 and 2 is no surprise. It had to go against like 6 Hydreigon decks on its way to the top to claim the first win here, and through the through Force Breath and adding in extra energy here to have that extra damage. So each energy that's attached, so this attack does 20 damage for each grass energy attached to this Pokemon. You can power that up with Leafeon. If your Celebi's not out there, you can double stack that up with the Jungle Totem, and then so now instead of every energy does 20, every energy is going to apply 40, so you can build this up really quickly. 3 energy, which is superior out there, gets you right into knockout territory for Hydreigon. I was like, what am I blanking on? The Quick Grow Extract to get there, your May to get there, your Copycat to get there. So you have room to build out consistency in terms of finding your mons. So this is pretty spicy. Grass is low key, can take you from for taking advantage of the meta if you're seeing a lot of this deck, which is the Hydreigon. This deck is the child. It is the villain. It is the evil that must be defeated. So you have your 2 Dinos, you have your 2 Hydreigon, your Mega Absol, your Nihilego, your Poison Barb, and then this Absol of choice can be a Sabrina or the Absol here. But quite frankly, I think allowing this to be a Sabrina, so that way your Pokeball has better chances of hitting your second Dino or your Mega Absol or your Nihilego, especially to ensure that these Poison Barbs are popping off, is pretty well there. So like you just have a better chance, because instead of finding 1 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're finding 1 in 4. Because there's only 4 basics after your first draw there. So, but other than that, this deck is running rampant. It's doing really well. Turn 2 Hydreigon, Disruption with Mega Absol, Poison stacking. It really has all the things. And then they don't need to play in DDD anymore, because this lucky Ice Pop heals for 60. I'm not going to even say it heals for 20. It heals for 60, or it heals for 100, or it heals for 150. It really does feel like this thing just pops off, no pun intended, and it is a 50-50 chance. It really is. Every single time you flip it, it's a 50-50. There's no extra rig, there's no extra baloney. Don't listen to folks who are trying to tell you otherwise. It's a 50-50 every single time, but it just feels bad. It just feels bad when your opponent gets to pop off with this card, especially into powerful mons like Hydreigon that can snipe you out of the game with its attack. We then move on to this baby deck that has been really still punching up numbers since the initial release, where folks kind of led towards this in the beginning as they were like venturing out things, then kind of stuck away from it. Folks were like, why not just stick with Oricorio or throw this into Greninja Oricorio? And then it's just kind of finding its way back here, being able to place in the top 4. So your 2 or your 4 energy rampers here with Pichu with Bantike. And what I really do like about this list is that it includes 2 Tyrogue. 2 Tyrogue is huge in dealing with double Oricorio. If there's a Rocky Helmet on this Tyrogue, through ping damage, through Tiger just hitting for 40, or Giovanni making that hit for 50, so that way you're then being able to ping that next turret, is huge. But because it has 30 HP, it does go down very fast, so you do want that second one to ensure that you can take care of any double Oricorios that just might get in your way of potentially winning the game with this deck here. There's nothing worse than not having an Oricorio answer, especially when you're hitting for so much with Mega Kangaskhan, but having 2 Tyrogues instead of this being like a 1 Tyrogue and another ramp energy generator like a Magby calls for it a lot. I also think that you can be more flexible with the Inumas or the Serenas if you find, like, what's more important, finding your Mega Kangaskhan right away or ensuring that it's back and healthy with your 2 energy rampers. You can play with the ratios with this being 2, this being 1 as well, just because you want this thing, like, right? Like, if your Mega Kangaskhan gets knocked out, then it's gone, and having 2 just makes it more consistent that it will show up and then be able to attack. So overall, game plan, power up your Mega Kangaskhan through your babies, and then Nightmare Aura them down, and then once your Mega Kanga is ready to go, you start hitting for 120, or 140, or 160, or even 180 with the Darkrai pings, so that way you can really just take down any opponent that's in front of you. We then move on to Mega Altaria EX that has still, it feels like it's going nowhere, and it's just continuously getting more and more tools here. So this stage 1, Gourgeist gets to take advantage of Peculiar Plaza, being able to retreat for free, being able to discard and hit for 1 energy for 70 goes a long way. 1 shot in the yellow bird, but still 70 damage just puts you in range for this 130 attack no matter what. And with Training Area, you now hit that threshold of 140 damage. So that will, that takes out a Darkrai right away. That takes out Hydreigon after their roar in unison, and with 1 lucky ice pop, they still only go to 140, and so you're able to take care of them with no problem as well too. And the Bellawetta is just really nice in ensuring that you're getting these Pokemon out of here. So overall, another really strong deck, another fast deck. You're not looking for a lot of pieces, and when you have your Meloetta up front, those pieces come to you very quickly, so you're drawing essentially 2 cards per turn, one of which have Pokemon through Meloetta's ability and through your normal card draw, which gets you to these stadiums and these supporters that eventually just wins you the game because the tide is turned over at that point. And then we go into kind of like what folks didn't want to see after a while. So like, are you the cool guy for playing this deck again? Like, let me know in the comments. Are we at a point where we're so tired of seeing Hydreigon Absol that we would love to be in this meta here? And quite frankly, maybe because you got to play the game longer, but it still runs you down. You still feel like, oh man, they're drawing through their deck because of Suicune. Oh man, they have their Indeedee getting healed up with the Irida. Oh, here comes the Greninja EX to be able to hit for 100 while sniping from the back with your Water Shuriken. So overall, this deck hasn't changed. It doesn't need to change. It doesn't need to, like, boost up the health or whatever with the stadiums. You are sticking to the core cards that you've seen from time and time again, because consistency is what matters, and consistency was solved for this deck, and therefore you can just build on that. If you're looking for something that's very reliable while still very strong, this is the deck for you. Then we continue on into, surprise, surprise, actually, Mega Blaziken and some Heatmor action. This deck kind of has been going up and down, but folks are now finding that 140 sweet spot with the Mega Burning is pretty helpful. One of your main things with Mega Blaziken is that you wanted to heal, you wanted to have a lot more healing options, so between you having Lucky Ice Pop and Lily means that you can swing, get hit, swing, get hit, and swing again. A third additional hit here without having to worry about retreating or backing away or things like that is massive for this mon, because again, it comes up so quick. It's just 140 for 2 energy. And having that just stay in the front line because of your new Lucky Ice Pop card is pretty sick. Everything else was pretty standard. You got your Flame Patch, you kind of have your Cyrus. The 2 Heatmors have been feeling as like the better basics to run with it. I really do like Furfrou, but that deals 30 to the front, and so being able to snipe things out in the back or just take out mons before they can evolve as well too with your Heatmor is really strong. Then we come up with the stall, right? This is a full-on stall deck. You have your HPs with your Onyx, you're healing up with your Indeedee, you're healing up with your Lucky Ice Pops, you're healing up with your Pokemon Center Lady, you're taking minus 20 damage with the Heavy Helmet. You get to your 4th turn, you start blasting away with Mega Steelix. And you set up another Onyx when you need to. Here to take care of Oricorio if that ever pops up, with you being at 50 HP and also a secondary Heavy Helmet. There's really no worries here about getting like 2-shotted or anything else like that from the bird. So stall meta, with ever since Mega Steelix being able to take a win, folks have played this Mega Steelix a lot more, and for being able to hit for 120 and then minus 20 damage, no weaknesses, Heavy Helmet here as well on top of the minus 20, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. You get 2 of these Indeedee EXs where you're healing 40 per turn. You have the Lucky Ice Pop, the Pokemon Center Lady. Let's say it all fails. You have 40, 30, plus another 40. That's 110 healing right away. Or 70 if your Lucky Ice Pops, right, you don't have them, or just 40 per turn. Like, that is huge. That is so much health to have to deal with, especially with a Heavy Helmet and the minus 20 equipped there. So this is pretty sweet. I'm like excited to try this one out as well too. The stall meta, is it taking over? No, but is this deck still really good? Absolutely. And then finally, we're wrapping up with some Magnezone Oricorio. I think the answer always comes down to which Magnezones are we playing. And folks go back and forth between the split or with the double mirror shot Magnezone. And for this week, this one has the edge here, running double mirror shot, being able to hit that 90 and force them to coin flip if they're going to attack or retreat and lose their momentum because their energy is gone. You have your searchers with Licia and Clemont to thin out your deck, so you're getting into this Magnezone. You prefer your Oricorios for these later games when you're taking out your opponents' EXs or anything else like that, or if they're too strong, you have your Oricorio out there as your safe wall, so that way you don't have to deal with any nonsense. But yeah, y'all, this is the meta for the week. We're seeing some newer faces, or actually not newer faces, like we kind of got one, and a lot of older faces, right? A lot of older decks here with a lot of older cards. And so really curious to see where we land in terms of this new set as a whole and how much of an impact that their new cards have. But we're really still seeing just kind of like like some just regular cards. Like, look, Crimson Blaze is coming back, and that's the feeling of it. So we'll continue to keep our eyes out. What are some of the new cards that stand out, and what are some other creative ways that folks like this one are making sure they still have their impact on the meta? All right, y'all, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, click that notification bell button if you enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.